Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd just like to politely ask, we are going to have a fairly full house tonight. If you have seats in between yourselves and can squish towards your middles, that would be great. And we'll keep encouraging people to find some seats towards that end of the room if they need to fit a group together. Or if you have jackets that are just on currently empty seats, could you hold those up so people know what they can find that's still vacant? We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, if everybody could take their seats, we're going to get started. We'd like to welcome you to Moraine Park Technical College's 2025 Winter Commencement Ceremony. At this time, we kindly ask that all cell phones and electronic devices be turned off or silenced. As a courtesy to our graduates and guests, please remain seated during the presentation of candidates and refrain from approaching the stage to take photographs. In the event of an emergency, please locate the nearest exit, which may differ from the one that you entered, and proceed calmly and promptly. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the ceremony.
Yes, please be seated. Good evening. My name is Kate Treichel, and I'm the chairperson of the Moraine Park Technical College District Board. I'm honored to represent the District Board and all Moraine Park Technical College in welcoming you to the commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2025. This ceremony is symbolic in many ways. It does mark the fulfillment of your commitment to earn a credential. It proves that hard work, perseverance, and dedication has paid off. It does mean a lot to those who have supported you through this journey, and they're proud of you. And today is a celebration for them as well. This ceremony does not end your education. Moving forward in your career means constant learning and growing. Work hard, be open, and embrace this. You'll be surprised where it will take you. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Ms. Treichel. I am Bonnie Bearwald, President of Moraine Park Technical College. Welcome to Moraine Park's Winter Commencement Ceremony. This evening, we are gathered to honor the students of the graduating class of 2025, those students whose desire for learning and aspirations for a better life led them to Moraine Park. Before we proceed with the ceremony, let us recognize several individuals who are participating in this annual celebration of our students' achievements. Please stand as your name is called and remain standing until all have been introduced. Audience, please hold your applause until everyone is announced. Moraine Park Leadership. Jim Barrett, Vice President of Student Services and Interim Vice President of Teaching and Learning. Bethany Rush, Vice President of Finance and Administration. Dr. Fred Rice, Associate Vice President of Academics. Lane Holte, Associate Vice President of Academic Operations and Accreditation. Beth McCreary, Associate Vice President, Talent and Culture. And Laura Wario, Associate Vice President, Institutional Effectiveness and Strategy. Also joining them are District Board members, Kate Treichel, our Chairperson, and Melissa Kasanovitz, our Secretary. Thank you. Today's speakers with us today, Adam Stone, President of the Trust Division for National Exchange Bank and Trust, who will give our commencement address, and Moraine Park's 2025 Student Ambassador, Abigail Lerke-Hoffman, as well as, again, Melissa Kasanovitz, Moraine Park's alumni address speaker. Thank you. The college's leadership team includes academic deans and associate deans whose contributions are key to the success of our students. Please stand as your name is called and remain standing until all have been introduced. Please hold your applause until everyone is announced. Emily Hayes, Dean of Adult and General Education. Lisa Pollard, Dean of Curriculum and Learning Systems. Dr. Chris Schatz, Dean of Health and Human Services. Robert Smith, Dean of Manufacturing, Trades and Apprenticeships. Dr. Andrew Baus, Associate Dean of Human Services. Mary Davies, Associate Dean of DOC Partnerships. Dr. Katie Hughes, Associate Dean of Health. Dr. Rex McHenry, Associate Dean, Manufacturing and Apprenticeships. And Pete Snyder, Associate Dean of Adult Education. Let's recognize them for their tremendous dedication and commitment to our students. Technical colleges are characterized by their commitment to excellence in teaching and their genuine concern for students and their learning. The fulfillment of that mission would not be possible were it not for a group of highly qualified and educated and dedicated individuals, our faculty and staff. At this time, I would like to invite the members of the Moraine Park Technical College faculty and staff to stand for our recognition, greeting, and appreciation. And finally, I'd like to thank big thank you to our registrar's office, our volunteers and vendors for all of their hard work in organizing this celebration tonight for our students' success. Thank you. With that, it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce this year's student speaker. Please join me in welcoming Abigail Lerke Hoffman, Moraine Park's 2025 Student Ambassador.
Hello. Good evening, Moraine Park employees, board members, support systems, community members, and Moraine Park Technical College graduates. Gosh, that has a nice ring to it, huh? It truly is an honor to stand before the graduating class today as Moraine Park's District Student Ambassador to celebrate all you have accomplished leading up to today, your graduation day. When I look around this room, I see people from all walks of life. Some of you came to Moraine Park right after high school. Others came back to school after raising families, changing careers, or deciding to take a leap of faith into something new. Though your backgrounds may be different, paths twisting and turning in unique ways, tonight, you as graduates share something in common. You are all here together. Each of us has a story that brought us to this moment. Maybe that includes late nights studying after work, early mornings before class, or finding quiet moments to read while balancing kids, jobs, and responsibilities. Maybe it includes the courage to start over or the determination to prove to yourself that you could do it despite the odds or challenges that you have faced. Whatever your journey looked like, you kept showing up. And that perseverance, that dedication, is what makes this achievement so powerful. To quote Thomas Jefferson, if you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something that you've never done. At Moraine Park, we have all gained more than just knowledge from textbooks or lectures. We've learned through hands-on experience from instructors who not only teach, but also deeply care about our successes. We've learned teamwork, communication, and problem solving, skills that don't just prepare us for exams, but for life beyond the classroom. And that's what makes Moraine Park so special. It's education that meets you where you are. It's affordable, practical, and deeply connected to the communities it serves. It gives students like us the tools to build real careers, make real impact, and continue our education without taking on overwhelming debt. We are proof that technical education changes lives because it has changed ours. I walked onto campus in January of 2024 feeling many things, but the biggest was being an outsider. I had already graduated with a baccalaureate degree from a four-year university in 2018, so what am I doing here at Moraine Park? I kept my head down, I attended my classes the first few weeks, and I convinced myself that I was an older, returning student who was here, but didn't really belong. What I have found is exactly the opposite, and I hope some of you have felt that same shift. I encountered a peer at the time who was tied to my community. They led me to check out Student Senate, which then led to further opportunities for involvement on campus, whether it be in student clubs, advocating for student needs on campus through programs like tutoring and WIOA, or serving Moraine Park as governor through Wisconsin student government. I found a place that serves my academic and educational drive, but also a passion for leadership opportunities and involvement outside of academics. When looking ahead, some of you will continue your studies and others will step into new roles in healthcare, business, manufacturing, technology, and beyond. But as students and lifelong learners, no matter where we go, the lessons we've learned here, the resilience, the empathy, the drive, will continue to shape who we are and what we bring to the world. In a time when negativity often fills the headlines, I encourage all of us to be the good that the world needs. See the good in people. Celebrate progress. Lend a helping hand. Because when you focus on what's right in the world, when you choose kindness, understanding, and compassion, you become part of the solution. And that's exactly what Moraine Park graduates do. make a difference wherever we go. So tonight, let's take a moment to reflect, not just on the challenges that you have overcome, but on the growth you have experienced. Let's celebrate the support of your instructors, mentors, classmates, families, and friends who believed in you, especially on the days when you didn't believe in yourself. Graduation isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one built on hard work, purpose, and hope. Chadwick Boseman addressed Howard University graduates by stating, "As you commence to your paths, press on with pride and press on with purpose. Wherever your path leads you from here, carry the pride of being a Moraine Park graduate, and remember that you have the power to keep learning, keep growing, and keep doing good." Oh, and you can rest easy tonight knowing you have no assignments due next week. Congratulations, graduates.
Abby, on behalf of Moraine Park Technical College, thank you for being part of our commencement ceremony today. We are indeed honored next to have Mr. Adam Stone as our 2025 Winter Commencement Speaker. As mentioned earlier, Adam Stone is the president of the Trust Division for National Exchange Bank and Trust. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our valued community partner, Adam Stone.
Thank you, Bonnie. Good evening, everybody. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here, and it's quite flattering and humbling at the same time. And when President Bearwald had asked me to give the commencement speech, to be honest with you, I was kind of shocked, absolutely stunned. What could I possibly offer to inspire you graduates? And let's be very clear. It was a bit of a risk inviting me, Bonnie, but a big one. But because, I've on occasion have been known to have a filter problem, and my wife's sitting over there. She's like, "Honey, don't do it." I won't. But so preparing the speech was a bit of a struggle. But to put this politely, I'm not exactly the kind of person that would normally give up and be giving polished academic addresses. I spent time in the back of police cars, seen the inside of interrogation rooms, and wasn't exactly on the dean's list. And so when I came in and I saw the police here, I was actually at this point in my life very pleased. So thank you for that. If I was younger, I would have turned around and walked out. But no. So if you're sitting here thinking, what is this guy doing up here? And what was President Bearwald thinking? Don't worry, I was thinking the same thing. So because we're all here now, and Bonnie did have the time to reconsider, but didn't, I want to walk you through a couple things tonight, two particular subjects. One of them being the power of saying no, and that the first no is the easiest no. And then saying yes, and the importance of taking that appropriate risks and committing to them. My speech tonight was inspired by that. I was that person when Bonnie asked, I didn't say no, I didn't say yes, I kind of waffled. And I was laying there thinking, what am I going to talk about to you guys tonight? How am I going to leave some kind of impact? And I will self-deprecate and tell you my story, how not to do it. And so you can learn from that. She asked me to do it, and I said, well, yeah, let me think about it. And that went on for some time. And, it's the president of the college. And I need to respect Bonnie for that. And so there had been some emails, and one of the emails got trapped in our filter. And so I ghosted the president, not cool. And I would see her at the Y, and she would look at me, and I'll make this quick. And so I finally said yes. And I said, you know what, I'm making the commitment. I'm going to do it. I'm going to practice. I'm going to do it. And that kind of inspired me. I was laying and I said, I'm going to talk about saying no. I'm going to use my experience to give to you guys because you're going to see it in your careers, your families, everything. So these two ideas, they might seem very opposite, but trust me, they're not, the yes and the no. In fact, mastering the difference between a life you settle for and a life you actually want. Saying no. And why the first no is the easiest no. Let's start with the word no. A beautiful, simple, underrated little word. Now, had I stuck with the first no when President Beerwald asked me, you'd be listening to literally anyone else right now. But here I am, and here you are, so clearly I needed to take my own advice. Here's the truth. You're going to be asked to do a lot of things in your careers and your lives. Some of them will be worth your time, and a lot of things will not. And when something isn't right and it stretches you too thin or it violates your values, you simply don't have the capacity. The first no is always the easiest. Because every waffled maybe turns into a well, okay, I guess. And suddenly you're volunteering for the fundraising committee for a cause you didn't know existed 5 minutes ago. Nobody likes a waffler. I was a waffler, Bonnie. I'm sorry. We all know one. They're the I don't know, should I, maybe, I mean, possibly. It's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. So when no is the right answer, say no when no is the right answer, and say it confidently, clearly, and early. If you think about the window of time, we've all been asked something. Everybody in the audience has been asked something, and when we do that, we know we're going to say no, but we don't say it. We want to say it. We know we can't be there. So if you look at that window of time, when you say it until you actually have to tell the person, it could be 2 days, it could be 2 months. That stress is building for the person who asked you. The stress is building for you because you're worrying about, I have to do this. How do I do this? And so that's why say it when you mean it. I'm going to get to the yes later. It's not all negative, I promise. But I mean that. And if you try it, I've been trying it my whole life. And a person told me this probably 15 years ago about that. And I practice it. And I still, even this commencement speech, I didn't take my own advice. And so I wanted to give that to you, and you'll see it in your lives and in your careers. And because when you do say no, that person will find a replacement for you. Trust me, they will. They do. I mean, you might be their second choice already. You don't know. So just remember that. Moving on to yes. When you do say yes, commit. And it's the flip side of no. When you do say yes, when something aligns with your character, your integrity, your passion, beliefs, I want you to commit to it fully. Take the risk, even if it's slightly uncomfortable. Even if it's, the risk is somewhat stupid in your mind, as long as it's not life-threatening stupid, then go for it. You said yes, then show up. Stretch yourself a bit. Follow through. Do it well. Make the people glad they asked you the first time. People will always find an alternative when you say no. But when you say yes, make sure you are the person they hope comes back. Stay in your lane, but don't push the edges. Take risks. Now, when I say take risks, I don't mean like go skydiving without parachutes and things like that. I don't mean push yourself outside of your comfort zone, but don't go off into the ditch. Know your lane, know your limits. But don't live your entire life in the center lane with both hands at 10 and 2 with the music turned down. Try new things, stretch yourself. I'll tell you a very quick story of a friend who's a haberdasher. A haberdasher is somebody who makes clothing for people, custom clothier. In early his career, he came to me and said, I need to sell more to people. I need to do better at my job. And I said, well, Tim, you need to take risks. And he's like, well, how can I do that? And he told me about this client of his that wore a Navy suit every day and wore a Navy sweater and was that guy, just always had Navy on, very simple white shirt, nothing more, nothing less. And I said, tell that person that you will pay for his suit if he does not get a compliment, and tell him you want him to take a risk in wearing that suit by changing a little bit of a fabric, maybe a little pattern on the shirt and a not so boring tie. And so the client did that. And the moral of the story is Tim took the risk. The risk was he'd have to pay for it, but he knew that this person should do that. He got that person to go outside of his comfort zone. In the end of the story, he went to work and all of his coworkers knew he was the Navy blue guy. So they all complimented him and say, wow, Jim, you look very nice today. And they're still client, the relationship is still there, but there's a story of a risk where all parties won. And it made that person feel good. So that's just an example of it. But do not try to become everything to everyone. I learned this the hard way. By the time I was like 40, I was doing too much, saying yes because I didn't want to disappoint people. I'm a pleaser at fault, and that's not a good thing. You're trying to be helpful, supportive, successful, and ultimately becoming spread too thin. Set boundaries. Give your give your best where it matters, and be honest when something doesn't fit who you are or who you want to be. Take risks that align with your character. Here's the key: not all risks are created equal. If a risk aligns with your values, your integrity, your bigger vision, take it, jump, commit. Fail if you must, but fail forward and learn from it. It's important that you learn from it. Every meaningful thing you will ever do in your life started with a risk. Your relationships, your education, your career, your haircuts, definitely your haircuts. Time will heal if you were wrong, it'll grow back. But there's a good example of risk. Do I go this way, or do I just, and some of you here are going down that career path. But the ones you choose intentionally, the ones aligned with your character, will shape who you become. It's healthy. It's healthy to be a little uncomfortable. You will grow from it. Within your commitments, leave every place better than you found it. Your new chapter starts now, and each of you is walking into a different field. Some of you will be cutting hair, which, by the way, is a huge risk for both parties involved. I don't have a lot, so I don't have to worry about it, but maybe they could do that someday. They could fix that. That'd be a good career. I'll stop talking about my hair now. It's fine. And some of you will be doing manicures, cooking, plumbing, welding, nursing, all of those with responsibilities and risks that matter. No matter what you do, leave everything a little better than when you got there, even if it's something small. Now I have a lesson from my van. That's right. It's a van. I've always had a van, not a minivan, a van. The van with no windows you're all thinking about right now, that's the van. It's true. And as long as I've had a van from high school to today, people have asked to borrow it. Here are the rules. They're kind of in my head. I don't state this when they borrow the van, but if they return it clean with gas in the tank, they can borrow it again. If they don't, it's their last time. It's very simple. I don't tell them that because it's on them. They're adults. They should be able to figure that out. So I have a little story about my van. I love my van. So when I moved back to Fond du Lac about 20 years ago, I had this big red van, and I ran into a friend that I went to high school with, and we were socially seeing each other once in a while. And he came up to me and he said, "Hey, can I borrow your van?" Yeah, sure, of course. He just need to move some stuff, and I said, "Okay, Pat, go ahead and take it." Pat brings the van back, washed, full of gas. Pat can borrow the van anytime he wants. In fact, I was calling like, "Pat, if you need to borrow the van, it's always there." And then rewind that, probably 25 years, I was in college, and I had this van. And if you had a van in college, that was kind of a neat thing because you could haul things, you could take people to events. That's probably where some of those police stories came from, I'm guessing. But sorry, officer, it's good now. It's good. And then Will would bring the van back dirty and less gas in it. And often I would have to go get the keys from Will to drive my van. So it was and I was young and naive, and I let him keep using it. And then I finally came to my senses. But Pat always left it better than what he got it. And that is something I would like you to do, to apply that philosophy in your day jobs. Just leaving things a little better than when you found them. It's not complicated, and it applies to all of you. Your jobs, teams, friendships, all opportunities, everything. If it's picking up a piece of paper when you're walking into work that's on the ground, leave it better than when you found it. So in closing, I'd like to summarize all of this. As you walk out of here today, learn to say no when no is the right answer. The first no is the easiest no, and don't waffle. Say yes when it aligns with who you are. And when you say yes, commit fully. Leave things better than when you found them. Stay in your lane, and don't be afraid to hug the edges. Take risks, not reckless ones. but the ones that move you toward the person you want to be. And finally, President Beerwald, thank you for taking the risk in inviting me to do this. And to the graduates, thank you for not walking out when I started talking about the police and things like that. I appreciate that. And I hope the future is full of good choices, brave choices, and the occasional stupid but worth it choices. Congratulations to all of you, class of 2025. Go out there and do something great. And please remember to return the van with a full tank of gas. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate your comments tonight. I now invite Vice President Barrett to join me at the podium to assist with the conferral of associate degrees and the awarding of technical diplomas.
Will the candidates for graduation please stand? President Beerwald, on behalf of the faculty and the staff of Moraine Park Technical College, I present to you the candidates for associate degree and technical diplomas. These candidates have qualified in all aspects for their degree by successfully completing curricula offered by Moraine Park Technical College. They have been recommended by the faculty and the college administration to be awarded their appropriate degree in recognition of their academic accomplishments.
Candidates, you have prepared for the next stage in your lives by completing a prescribed program of study. Whether your new path takes you to the start of a new career, continued employment in your chosen field, or continuation of your formal education in a four-year college or university, you will be faced with the challenge of adjusting to a constantly changing world in the 21st century. And now, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the District Board of Moraine Park Technical College, I do hereby confer upon you the appropriate associate degrees and technical diplomas with all the honors, responsibilities, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto as graduates of Moraine Park Technical College. Please join me in recognizing the conferral of the associate degrees and technical diplomas on the graduates of the class of 2025.
The graduates will now come forward. Graduates, please be seated. And then the graduates will now come forward as their names are called to receive their diplomas. Board members will join President Beerwald in congratulating the graduates. Please note in the program that some individuals are receiving diplomas and certificates. The diplomas will be presented with the higher award, and the individual names will be announced only once. Photographs will be taken of each graduate as they receive their diploma. The college has contracted with a professional to photograph each student as the diploma cover is received as a the candidates. The graduates will now come forward to receive their diploma.
Earning an Associate of Applied Science in Accounting, Sarah C. Brunner. Chantel Emery Harper. Brenda Marie Reeve. Earning an Associate of Applied Science and Administrative Coordinator, Sheena M. DeLong. Earning an Associate of Applied Science in Automotive Technology, Eamon David Brookins. Earning an Associate of Applied Science in Business Management, Jennifer Marie Ainsley. Caden Paul Bebo. Spencer Ethan James Clark. James D. Storms. Earning Associate of Applied Science in Early Childhood Education, Megan Lynn Kerbis. Charlotte Marie Stitchen. Earning an Associate of Applied Science in Graphic Design, Anna M. Lucky. Julie B. Pamenter. Louis Sanchez. Earning Associate of Applied Science in Human Resources, Sierra L. Dean. Earning an Associate of Applied Science in Information Technology Cybersecurity Specialist, Connor James Barney. Earning Associate of Applied Science in Information Technology Mobile Applications Developer, Jeffrey T. Gazewski. Crystal L. Leitner. Earning Associate of Applied Science in Information Technology Technical Support Specialist, Megan J. Schlosser. Earning Associate of Applied Science in Interactive Media Design, Cody J. Demlow. Ethan Trent McMullen. Earning Associate of Applied Science in Leadership and Organizational Development, Spencer James Euclid. Stanley Donald Weiss. Earning Associate of Applied Science in Nursing, Reagan Alice Baumgartner. Luciana Nadine Baus. Hannah Rachel Belk. Borden. Kendall M. Bredesen. Abigail Page Callahan. Hannah Rochelle Colson. Jasmine Renee Domrose. Talia May Erdman. Stephanie J. Fisher. Lori Charlotte Frakes. Gabrielle Christian Hansen. Sarah M. Henthorn.
Taylor Lynn Hopper. Donnie Lee Huss. Taylor J. Klima. Isabella R. May. Sally Ann May. Michaela Mish-Ann Meyer. Elaine M. Polzine. Kelsey Renee Postler. Stephanie L. Powers. Zoe M. Proman. Jenna Elizabeth Rondorf. Kaylee Ann Rubley. Olivia R. Schubert. Larissa L. Sewell. Summer Kaylin Storms. Bethany R. Tomey. Ashley L. Wolf. Deja Nuki Zhang. Earning an Associate of Applied Science in Small Business Entrepreneurship, Natalie Kruger. Amanda Robin Lee. Earning an Associate of Applied Science in Substance Abuse Disorder Counseling, Tina Freund. Brooklyn May Monday. Earning an Associate of Applied Science in Associate of Arts, Tiana Christine Schneider. Earning a Technical Diploma in Accounting Assistant, Gina Leah Waniko Schmidt. Earning a Technical Diploma in Cosmetology, Kaylee J. Allman. Brooke E. Bierman. Erica Jean Brown. Crystal Winter Dulmus. Vanessa Elizabeth Fleury. Caitlin M. Garrity. Carly M. Henskin. Abby A. Kircher. Isabel Amon Neal. Christina Norton. Josephine Grace Wilhelms. Earning a Technical Diploma in Medical Assistant, Lauren Nicole Clark. Melanie Cook. Kyle Joseph Magic. Kaya Lee Meinberg. Brittany Elizabeth Wensloff. Lexis Anna Zitlow. Earning a Technical Diploma in Medical Coding Specialist, Tiffany K. Hotz. Angela Lynn Kunkel. Megan A. Schultz. Earning a Technical Diploma in Phlebotomist Specimen Processor, Natalia M. Castillo Conejo. Joshana Nicole Harris.
Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce Moraine Park Technical College Class of 2012 alumni, Melissa Kosanovitz. Melissa received her associate degree in early childhood education. Please join me in welcoming Miss Melissa Kosanovitz.
Good evening. I want to begin by welcoming the class of 2025 Moraine Park Technical College graduates, faculty, alumni, family, and friends. It's an honor to stand here today, not just as your alumni speaker, but as someone who once sat exactly where you are now, on the edge of something new, wondering what comes next, both excited and unsure. I've had the privilege of being a part of Moraine Park Technical College for the past 15 years, both as a student in early childhood education, tutor, advisory committee member, and currently a member of the Board of Trustees. Moraine Park helped build the foundation of my future in early childhood education, where I started as an assistant teacher in childcare 15 years ago at the Y, and currently serve as the Senior Director of Early Childhood Education, overseeing 5 childcare centers with 240 children, a 4K program with 155 students, and 100 staff members. I remember my own graduation day from Moraine Park Technical College, filled with equal parts of pride and panic. I couldn't believe it was over, and I had no idea what I was really walking into. But let me tell you, you are more ready than you think. You've spent the past few years learning how to think critically, how to ask good questions, how to collaborate with people different from you, and how to recover from setbacks, whether that was a tough exam or a missed opportunity that reshaped your college experience in ways no one expected. And that matters, because beyond the textbooks and late night study sessions, college taught you how to adapt, and that is the real superpower. When I left Moraine Park Technical College, I thought I needed a perfect plan. Spoiler alert, I didn't have one, and most of us don't. What I did have was a set of values shaped by Moraine Park. I had instructors who challenged me to think deeper, friends who reminded me to laugh, and mentors who reminded me that success isn't always a straight line. It loops, detours, and sometimes doubles back. So here's my advice. Be bold enough to start, even when you don't feel ready. Confidence grows through action, not before it. Stay curious. The world needs problem solvers, bridge builders, and people who are willing to listen and learn. Measure success not by your title or your income, but by how much you grow and how much good you do along the way. And finally, stay connected to Moraine Park Technical College and to each other. Moraine Park Technical College doesn't stop being a part of your story when you got your diploma. It becomes the start of your future. You are entering a world that is uncertain, but full of opportunity. And more than ever, it needs thoughtful, compassionate, courageous people just like you. So today, as you have walked across this stage, we hope you walked with your head high, and not just because you've earned that, but because you're ready to contribute something meaningful to the world. As once said by Ricky Rogers, strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. Congratulations, class of 2025. We are all so proud of you, and we cannot wait to see what you do next. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa, for being part of our 2025 commencement ceremony. And now, will the candidates for graduation please stand? To signify your graduation, please move your tassel from the right to the left of your cap. Congratulations to the Moraine Park Technical College graduating class of 2025. Please be seated. Commencement is a very significant event in our students' lives. On behalf of all of us at Moraine Park Technical College, I would like to extend our congratulations and best wishes to all of you. You should be very proud to have reached this milestone in your lives, and I am certain there are many great opportunities ahead of you. Today, you join many graduates of Moraine Park Technical College who have been successful in their own unique way. Our graduates are the key to our community's highly trained workforce and future economic growth. And today's graduates have completed their degrees in the areas of business, technology, digital arts, consumer and hospitality services, engineering, environmental sciences and trades, health sciences, human services, manufacturing, and general studies. Our communities and our state could not move forward without you. I extend my personal congratulations to each and every one of you. And all of your family members, friends, and special guests here today have supported you in reaching this important milestone in your life. Let's take the time to recognize those individuals. So without their support, encouragement, and time you have given to our graduates, the challenge to achieve this goal would have been much greater. So thank you, not only for your support you gave to our graduates, but for the continued support you give to the college. Thank you. During the recessional, I ask that the audience please remain seated until all graduates have left the conference center. Then you can join the graduates in the cafeteria and outside. Stage guests, faculty, and graduates, please rise. Stage guests will leave first, followed then by faculty, and then the graduates. Thank you, everybody.